Agriculture was the first occupation of man, and as it embraces the whole earth, it is the foundation of all other industries. With this positive thought, let's start Geography Class 8, Chapter 4 Agriculture. For survival in the society, we need to perform economic activities. But in agriculture, economic activities are related to transformation from a plant to finished product. These are classified into three categories. Primary activity concerned with extraction and production of natural resources like growing of crops. Secondary activity is making of finished goods like industries. Tertiary activity provides supporting services to other sectors like transport, banking, etc. Now come to agriculture again. It is a primary activity which is growing of crops and rearing of animals. It requires favorable topography of soil, climate and arable land. Arable land is that which is crop producing land. Words 50%, whereas India's 2/3 of population depend on agriculture. Like your computer, it has a particular system to follow, that is input, process and output. Here input is of seeds, machinery etc. Processing is plowing, spraying etc. and output is in the form of crops or money earned. Now here are interesting names given to different cultivations done all over the world. First, let's understand the meaning of agriculture. Agri means soil and culture is cultivation. So something which is related to soil and cultivation is agriculture. As crops and rearing of animals both are related to soil. Russia is at the top of agriculture production. Now other cultures are sericulture is rearing of silkworm for commercial purpose. Pisciculture. Pisci means fish. So this culture is breeding of fish in specially constructed ponds and tanks. Viticulture is cultivation of grapevines or commercially growing of crops. Horticulture is associated with growing of fruits, vegetables and flowers for market. This will surprise you that China is leading in all these cultures. Different questions might be arising to you. How can we grow all these, or what are the measures to grow, or what are the types of farming? To get the answers to these questions, we will study types of farming. Subsistence farming, commercial farming. Subsistence farming is done by traditional tools and technology by family members or household labor. Commercial farming is done for commercial or economic purposes in which growing of crops and rearing of animals can go simultaneously. Later, subsistence farming is divided into intensive and primitive subsistence farming. In intensive subsistence farming, the farmer cultivates a small plot of land using simple tools and with more labor. It is prevalent in thickly populated areas as arable land is less there, so they grow more crops in 1 year. Primitive subsistence is of two types, shifting cultivation and nomadic herding. In shifting cultivation, as the name suggests, farmers used to shift from one plot to another. First, they select a particular area, cleared area by cutting the trees, then burn the remains of them. As soon as the rain falls, they sow the seeds. A year or two they grow on the same plot. When this plot loses its fertility, they shift to another plot. Due to this pattern, this practice is also known as slash and burn agriculture. In nomadic herding, nomads means the tribal community who move with their animals. Herding means rearing of animals and cattle. They sell these animals for milk, meat, wool, etc. Commercial farming can be divided into three parts. Commercial grain farming, that is growing of crops for commercial purpose. Mixed farming is growing food and fodder with rearing animals. Plantation agriculture is that where single crops is grown with large amount of labor and capital. To understand different major crops, let's have a look over the chart which may help you to learn. It is an easy way. Rice is a kharif crops. The soil required for its growing is alluvial clayey soil. Climate or temperature which must be above 25 degrees Celsius and high humidity is the requirement. Rainfall must be above 100 cm and areas related to it are China, India, Japan. Wheat. It's a rabi crop It requires well-drained alluvial soil. The climate requirements are cool growing season with bright sunshine. Rainfall must be 50 to 75 centimeters and well distributed. Areas related to it are USA, Canada, Argentina, etc. Cotton is a fiber crop and the soil related to it is known as black cotton soil or regular soil. High temperature is required with 210 frost-free days with bright sunshine. Light rainfall is the requirement of cotton, that must be 55 to 100 centimeter. Areas related to it are India, China, USA. Jute is also known as golden fiber and alluvial soil is the requirement of it, where high temperature and humid climate also associated to it. Heavy rainfall, that is 200 centimeters with the area India, Bangladesh. Now come to beverage crops. Coffee. The soil requirement is well-drained loamy soil. Climate or temperature must be warm and wet. Rainfall 150 to 250 centimeter. Areas Brazil, Colombia, India. Tea. Well-drained loamy soil on gentle slopes. Cool climate 150 to 250 centimeters evenly throughout the year, and the areas are Kenya, India and China. After this chart, your mind will be pondering over the idea of its development in India. As India has a big pool of population, so to provide food security to all, India needs agriculture development. This can be happen if we increase farm area as well as the number of crops in a year with the idea of maintaining the fertility of soil. It can be successful if improved irrigation facilities reduce the dependency over monsoon. Easy availability of high yielding varieties of seeds and mechanization of agriculture reduce the labor requirement, etc. Support from government is necessary also for its development. Here is an interesting comparative study of farms in a developed country like USA and a developing country like India. USA. The average farm holding must be 250 hectares. Farmers used to live in farms. Commercial farming used to be done here. Scientific measures to improve production with automatic storage area are also there in USA. Dry farming is used. But in Indian farms, the average typical farm used to have 1.5 hectare area. Farmers used to live in nearby villages. Subsistence farming used to be done. Traditional measures of agriculture are being used. No such facilities of automatic storage are there, and they are depending on monsoon for irrigation. This is all about agriculture for now. Thank you for lending me ears.